you can, you can just say hi to everybody and.
Amazing. Give me.
Great. Yeah.
All right, there we go. So sorry, my email is blowing up.
Oh, that's probably a good thing.
I suppose so. This is some fun insider stuff for you. So you can actually fast TV work sometimes. We just got signed on for a new series last week. They start shooting next week, and we have 17 roles to cast before Tuesday.
Oh my God.
Which is crazy, and that never happens. So
Holy shit.
Wow, what's the can you tell us anything else about it?
Oh, sure. It's a new mockumentary comedy series
Ooh.
Called Mr. Throwback, and it's starring Steph Curry.
That sounds really fun.
All I can say, you can Google it and you can find out a little more, but that's all I can say.
And who's it starring again, Joseph?
Steph Curry. NBA Steph Curry.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, starring and he's produced.
Congratulations, that is so fun.
Thank you. I'm not used to this style of comedy TV stuff, so it's a challenge, but it's fun.
You're gonna be great. I mean, you're so great with the actors. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. So many new faces today. I love it.
So you want to tell everyone a little bit about yourself, and then we can just get to scenes?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to. Hello, everyone. My name is Joseph Hayes. It's good to see the folks that I know, and it's nice to meet the folks that I don't. A little backstory about me. I started casting in New York like 5.5 years ago now, I think. Went to school for musical theater and then got a job working on Broadway. And I've done like 9 Broadway shows, I would say. I think around 9. And I did that for about 3-4 years. And then I started working in TV and film. And so then I started bouncing back and forth between New York and LA. I would spend like 3 weeks in LA and 1 week in New York every month for a year, which was crazy. But it was cool. I was working on, I've worked on a few TV shows. Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies is one. How I Met James is I was on the casting team for a movie that was then titled The Wise Guys. But from what I hear, it has a new title. I don't know what the new title is, but I hear it has a new title. But that's how we met. And right now I'm actually in Chicago. If any of you are in Chicago, represent. And I'm working on seasons 3 and 4 of The Bear. Right now, I'm working on a new Forrest Whitaker TV show called Emperor of Ocean Park. We just did a Christmas movie. We've done like 10 commercials. So I've been busy, and I've been doing like all of those last few things since November. So it's been a busy 6 months. But I only have 2 more weeks here in Chicago, and then I'm out of here, which is bittersweet, but it's been fun. But I'm excited to get to know you all a little bit. And if you have any questions about me, my work, etc., at any point, just shout out, and I'm happy to answer anything.
Joseph, will you be going back to LA, or will you come back to New York?
I have no idea. I am kind of waiting to hear about a few things before I decide one way or the other. Signs are pointing to LA. But there's a couple things that might drag me back to New York. So I should, hopefully I'll know in the next few weeks. And once I do, of course, I'll let you know, and you can kind of shout out to everyone where I'm going next.
Wow, how exciting.
Anyone have questions? Jide?
Hello, Joseph. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you as well. Nice to meet you.
I'm Jide. I'm based out of New York. And question is there a kind of show or a type of show that you would like to cast, but you never had the opportunity yet? It seems like you are booked and busy, so I bet you've all types of shows, genres.
Totally. I love that. I really want to do like a thriller type series. I think, that type of like thriller, not necessarily horror, but like thriller, the psychological thriller type series. Like, I feel like there's been a lot of those like limited series type things or like docu-series type things. I would love to work on one of those. Because I love watching them, and I feel like that would be a fun little challenge.
Yeah. Ooh, no, that's a good one. Cool.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Andy?
Joseph. I'm Andy Matusiak. I am based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, so I am Chicago local.
Yeah.
Do you, when you, so I'll borrow Chicago, but I won't take their football team or their basketball team. So you can come out to Milwaukee and watch the Bucks.
Love that.
All right. When you're looking at doing auditions, do you like specifically say, give me 2 different takes? If not, do you like to get 2 different takes so you get kind of 2 different looks at the scene, or you pretty much give me your best shot?
Okay, that's a very good question. And the way I would say is I think 2 takes are necessary if you're giving me night and day 2 very different things. But like if you don't give me 2 takes just to give me 2 takes of like the same type of things and hitting the same beats,
Right.
trust yourself a little more. I want to tell you all that. Like you can trust yourself in only sending 1 take if you feel like it's strong. But I don't necessarily like getting 2 takes if there's nothing different. But like if you have ideas for like how to make the scene different or how to hit a different beat or a different character choice, then I would say for sure send 2 takes. But it's hard, like when you send 2 takes because you can't decide or your reps can't decide. And pretty similar. We feel the same way watching, right? It's pretty evident a lot of times when you're like, oh, you could tell they couldn't decide which one. And so it just makes it easier a lot of times.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. Camilla, is that how you say it?
It is Camilla. You nailed it.
Okay.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm New York and Chicago based, and rep there. I just wanted to ask a question. I'll kind of follow up on the 2 things: the mockumentary with Steph Curry, which sounds fascinating. Is that something you're casting out of both cities? Like, where are you looking for that?
Yeah. We actually, for every show I'm working on right now, we have both an LA team and a Chicago team, which is nice. But I think most of, because there are a lot of roles that because it's also kind of, I think, about his life as well. And so there are some roles of that, and of course there are his friends and things like that he wants in the show that they're going to be casting out of LA. But a lot of them are going to be coming out of here. And we're pulling specifically from the Chicago comedy scene as well. Like we're not necessarily looking for actors. We're also really, really last week or 2 weeks ago, we had 3 full days of just seeing, not actors and Chicago comedians from Second City and the Laugh Factory and stuff like that. And so that was really interesting too. So we're kind of just pulling and doing a lot of grassroots outreach that type of stuff, just to make it a little more authentic in that way, if that makes. But there are roles that we're pulling. We really need some actors to be. Yeah.
That sounds incredible. And also about the bear, are you right in the middle of casting right for that right now? Or are you?
If I did not sign 3 NDAs, I would tell you all about it. But however, all I can say right now is that I am working on the bear. Anything else would get me fired.
Got it. So that's pretty tight-lipped. Got it. Check. Thanks.
I wish I could tell you I do.
We will see.
Ivan, you have a question?
Yes, hello, Ivana Lydienko. I'm just curious. So you cast both Broadway on stage, obviously, and now stuff behind in front of the camera. So which do you prefer? Because it does feel like it's such a different, world from one to the other. Somebody who knows, theater better than perhaps screen. That's I was just very curious to me as well.
Yeah, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have said theater. I think, but now I I pretty much solely do TV and film. I love TV and film, and I think it's you're right. It's a very different process. It's a faster process, which I like. I think that's more intriguing to me. And also I appreciate that like it has a wider reach, and I think we have more opportunity for actors as well, because I feel like theater casting a lot of times is really rigid in what they're looking for, and I like that I can kind of on screen and on camera give them everything except what they're looking for to kind of expand their horizons and like see where we land. And I think that's oftentimes more fun. Also in like the spirit of transparency, you get paid a lot more in TV and film. And that is very enticing to me as well.
I mean, it's a fair point and a good reason. So, but no, that's great to hear. That's very interesting. I mean, I could only imagine it's probably fascinating. But anyway,
it's and I always tell people, right? Like it's the special thing about theater is that, you know, you only experience it in that one moment, and you're never going to be able to experience what those hundreds of people experienced in that room that night that you saw the show, right? But I think it's special about the reach and the longevity and the shelf life of TV and film, where it's something that's going to outlive all of us in a way that theater doesn't. Yeah. I think that's something that's very cool too. And so there's definitely pros and cons to both, but like in this stage of my life, like TV and film forever, you know?
Oh, absolutely. No, definitely. Anyway, thank you so much. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Joseph, want to get to some scenes? Because I know you are very generous with your time. So since you have your work cut out for you tonight.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I love it.
Do you want the actors to slate anything before they do their scene?
Yeah, so if you can just give me your name, your pronouns, where you're based, and then what your scene is. So just like the basics. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, actors, and if you're not performing, please mute yourselves and turn off your cameras. And we have Chrissy is going to be first. And let me know, guys, if my volume is not loud enough or if I'm too loud for you. Okay.
Sound good to me, Laura. Hi, Joseph.
Hey, how are you? It's good to see you.
I'm so good. It's good to see. I can't believe you're leaving us so soon, but of course we're just going to follow you all over the place anyway. So.
I'll be back. You're not gonna get rid of me that easy.
How exciting, though. Your life is just fun. You're doing all sorts of great stuff. Yeah. Hey, I would be an idiot if I didn't mention that I'm Second City trained in improv, toured the country for 3 years doing a stand-up comedy where I played 7 female characters, and that I'm back to training at Second City starting next Tuesday doing stand-up. Since you mentioned it, I'd be a fool not to say, oh, hey, by the way, that's what I
already
do.
know you're already on one of our lists.
Oh, well, now I don't want to act anymore. That's awesome. I'll be a good girl now and slate. Chrissy Hogue Bartels, here in good old Chi-Town, she, her. And I'm performing a scene. I honestly don't know where this is from, so shame on me, but I don't know where it's from, Laura. Did the Tom and Gretchen scene?
Yeah, it's a pilot.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. It's about, it's just slipped my mind, but it's about old Hollywood. So,
No, that's all I need. Old Hollywood pilot.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah.
It's mostly just when I ask, it's mostly just for my mind, so I can remember like when I'm reading my notes and stuff. It's a lot of times easier to be, because sometimes when you just read names, you're like, oh, what did they do? But then I'm like, oh, old Hollywood pilot, I remember everything about, you know what I mean? And so it's just easier for my. So like, if you don't know what it's from, this is for everyone else as well. That's fine. Just like make up some sort of title and I'll write that down.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to look it up. Let me know when you're ready, Chrissy.
Thank you. Okay, I'm ready.
I want to give Stanley a role in The Funny Bone. It's a small part, a nothing part, but it's the best I can do.
I got it.
Will your uncle?
Sure. And I appreciate it, Tom, I do, but that's not why you're here at 7 a.m.
I remember when you'd never wonder what I was doing with you at 7 a.m.
Tom.
Come on. I can't give you a hard time? Listen, I got a script that needs a rewrite. It could use you, Miss RKO. It could really use you.
I told you I wasn't going to work under the table for you anymore.
Even though I can't give you a credit, I always make it worth your
No,
while.
I don't think it's a good idea after what happened last year.
Do it for Stanley. I give him the part, you help me with the script.
What's the picture? One of your romances or melodrama?
It's Heart of Darkness.
Nate Reynolds is on that.
Nate Reynolds doesn't work for me. Oh shoot, hold on 1 second. Just 1 second, my battery's low. I just want to plug it in so I don't lose you guys. I'm so sorry, Chrissy, but I don't want to.
It's not a problem, Laura.
Yeah, I don't know how that got unplugged, I guess, when I was taping my audition before. Okay.
That's fantastic. Nate Reynolds is on that.
Nate Reynolds doesn't work for me anymore. I know it's your favorite novel. I know you begged Oldham to keep the rights when Orson had them.
Heart of Darkness. Tom Kirby, you are a bastard. Do you know that? Scene.
Amazing. Can you read me the first couple lines one more time? You have.
I can do it. I think I got it. Go ahead, Laura.
Want me to read the first couple lines you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't.
Yeah, I want to give Stanley a role in The Funny Bone. It's a small part, a nothing part, but it's the best I can do.
I get it.
Or your uncle?
Sure. And I appreciate it, Tom, I do, but that's not why you're here at 7 a.m.
I remember when you'd never wonder what I was doing with you at 7 a.m.
Tom?
Okay, that's great. Great. I really like how you're doing this scene, but I think what is your relationship with this person?
I think
or in your, if you don't know, actually, like in your mind.
I think he's an old flame.
Okay, that's exactly what I wrote down. I was like, there needs to be more of that tension. It's almost there, Chrissy. It's almost there. It's really close. And I think what will help you is like, especially at the beginning, you can kind of slow it down, let it breathe more. You can take more time before you respond. You act so much with your eyes, which is great, and that will help you. But I think like what it's missing is a little more of that almost romantic flirtation.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way. Like
No,
maybe
I know.
anger. Okay, romantic. Okay.
I literally wrote both things down, but I want to see that person first
Okay.
and just see where it takes you.
Okay. All right.
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
I want to give Stanley a role in The Funny Bone. It's a small part, a nothing part, but it's the best I can do.
I get it.
Or your uncle?
Sure. And I appreciate it, Tom. I do. But that's not why you're here at 7 a.m.
I remember when you'd never wonder what I was doing with you at 7 a.m.
Tom.
Come on. I can't give you a hard time. Listen, I got a script that needs a rewrite. It could use you, Miss RKO. It could really use you.
I told you I wasn't going to work for you under the table anymore.
Even though I can't give you a credit, I always make it worth your while.
I don't think it's a good idea. Not after what happened last year.
We'll do it for Stanley. I give him the part, you help me with the script.
What's the picture? Is it one of your romances? Melodrama?
It's Heart of Darkness.
Nate Reynolds is on that.
Nate Reynolds doesn't work for me anymore. I know it's your favorite novel. I know you begged Oldham to keep the rights when Orson had them.
Heart of Darkness. Tom Kirby, you are a bastard. Do you know that? Scene.
How was it that time for you?
That was fun.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wrote. I was like, that was so much fun to watch. Not that the first one wasn't. I was into it, but I was like, it was just missing. That one was almost childlike in a fun way, if that makes sense. Right? It gave it a little more push and pull, and like there was a lot more nuance. And I like when you said, I told you I wouldn't work for you under the table anymore, I was like, oh my gosh, that could mean so many different things in that version of the scene.
Yeah, totally. I felt like my first read, I made zero choices. I had choices, but for whatever reason, I just made zero choices in that first read through. And this one was like a choice I never even considered. It was so much fun to work with.
Yeah. So specific. You had so many like specific nuances in there. So yeah, keep playing with that. I feel like this is a cool scene because you could do it 7 different ways, and they're all cool and they're all valid and they would all work.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep playing with that. I really like this scene on you.
Thank you, Joseph.
Of course.
So
Always a
good.
pleasure.
Likewise.
Paradise Pictures, that's the name of the pilot.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, Kristen and then Katie.
Hi, Joseph. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Nice to meet you.
Kristen Lyon. She, her, and I'm based out of. I forgot where I'm based at. The Southeast. I recently moved down here, so it's different to think about it. But I'm willing to travel, and I'm doing a scene from Shameless. So, do you need a little context of the scene, or?
I love Shameless. I've seen every episode.
Okay, perfect.
Let's see. All right, let me know when you're ready, Kristen.
Okay. Give me a second, because I obviously forgot where I was located.
Sure.
I'm good whenever you are, Laura.
Debbie?
Larry? How'd you know I'd see her?
I didn't. I'm with Scarlett.
Hi. Is she your sister?
You're funny. Can't believe we ran into each other again. Really is kismet.
Who is she?
Someone I see,
But you asked if I had a boyfriend.
and I'm glad that you don't.
But see, I'm Scarlett.
There's plenty of Larry to go around. Do you like Italian? I made a reservation for the Scala.
Wait, both of us are pregnant.
I thought you understood. I'm a Masiophile.
So this casting
What?
director,
I'm into pregnant girls.
It just
Why did I
got a
think
new
you would
comedy.
say?
Wait, that's the thing?
and I was like, I'd be an idiot if I didn't remind you that I trained at Second City as an improv to Country for Free. Improv, some characters I picked. And then I'm starting up stand-up classes again because I've got 10 pages, and he goes, oh, you're already on my list.
Nice. Wait.
Yay!
Wait. Okay. Very nice, love.
No, my heart, I was like, well, now I can't act. Which is me being funny. All right, I gotta go over there.
All right. I'm gonna do some
Because
laundry in the morning.
I fell for a massive whatever you are.
I was up.
So,
In the morning?
yeah. Fire around doing it.
Okay, so I'm supposed to know that you have some
You're
weirdo
on, you're on.
fetish.
That's in a better scheme.
Why do I always attract freaks?
Does this mean I should cancel the reservation at La Scala?
Theme.
Nice. Thank you. Just give me 1 second while I finish writing my little note.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, I like the scene. It's funny because as soon as you started, I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly where this is and when this happens. That was a really good read. I liked that one a lot.
Thank you.
I want you to try to not be focused on him at all. I want you to make this entire scene about her.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
You coming? Oh boy, get in there.
Ooh. All right, see you in a bit.
So it's like all of these things happening at once that it's almost a calm anger.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Right? Like,
Yeah.
I would try to do it again and not let yourself. once you get closer to the end, you can get there, right? But I think I want you to try to keep it cool a little longer. If that
Okay, I can totally do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll play around with it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm just gonna repin you, Laura.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Debbie? Debbie?
Larry? How do you know I'd be here?
I didn't. I'm with Scarlett.
Hi. Is she your sister?
You're funny. Can't believe we ran into each other again. Really is kismet.
Who is she?
Someone I see.
But you asked if I had a boyfriend.
And I'm glad that you don't.
Do you have a Scarlett?
There's plenty of Larry to go around. Do you like Italian? I made a reservation for La Scala.
Both of us are pregnant.
I thought you understood. I'm a mesophile.
No what?
I'm into pregnant girls. Why don't I pick you up at 6?
That's a thing?
Sure is.
How many are there?
I like women who are showing, but I try to limit it to 1 for each month of the pregnancy. You're my only 7-monther.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I don't want you to be upset. I really like you.
Because I'm pregnant?
Absolutely.
What happens after I have birth?
We can still be friends.
Okay. I'm leaving.
Debbie, don't be like this.
Be like, what? Mad because I fell for a mess or whatever you are?
I was honest with you.
When?
You asked me if it was okay that you were pregnant.
So I'm supposed to know you have some weirdo pregnancy fetish.
Does this mean I should cancel the reservation at La Scala?
Awesome. How was it that time for you?
It was good. It felt different. It was a good different, like, to play that side of it. Like, the anticipation kind of building up.
Yeah, and I think the thing about this show and this character specifically, right, is that Debbie's really analytical and is really about the details, and I saw that more that time, which is great. And it was interesting because I think it worked in your favor, right? I saw you kind of thinking through like what beats to hit and how to do the scene differently that time. That worked in your favor, right? Because it's like in that situation, right, she's thinking about how to respond before everything she says, because it's such a weird, jarring situation that you don't really know what you're going to say, and you don't know how it's going to come out, and you know your emotions and your beats shift every sentence and every phrase, and so I think that works. So keep playing in that direction, because I think that's going to help you out a lot.
No, thank you. I'll take those notes. I've not seen this series, but I've heard good things, and it's on my list. So I look forward to seeing the scene eventually once I get into the series. So
Watch, it's so good.
it was so nice meeting you, Joseph. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome, Kristen. All right, Katie.
Second here. Hi, Laura. Hi, Joseph. It's great to see you again.
Wow.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a great day.
Yeah, good.
Been good.
Well, again, I'm Katie Knopf. I am in Chicago and in New York, she, her, and I'm doing a scene from Hung.
From what?
Hung?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So your dad did a reading for me last week, because I told him, I'm like, I'm at the end of the semester and I have the film festival coming up, and there are some things that I just don't want to do and whatever. He was like, you can get this cast of television right now, blah, blah, blah. Sorry. And I was like, I need it to be like, and he was like, all right, so in 4 weeks. So he does this reading, and he's like, this is how, he's like, do you have a man in your life? Maybe, is he gay? Something, man of color I'm seeing. This guy right here is Joseph Hayes.
Yeah?
He's the casting director in Chicago. He just told us about this new comedy he's casting, and that they're looking at people at the Second City who train there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I'd be an idiot if I didn't tell you that I trained there. And I'm going back to school there on Tuesday nights for stand-up. And he goes, oh, you're already on my list. I'm like, I can't wait to tell your dad that because your dad saw it in the cards.
Nice.
Don't tell me I know Christ, I know Jesus, I know God, I know weird stuff happening in this universe. This is weird shit your dad tapped into it.
I mean, I brought in a chakra jar to see if it'll help me sleep at night.
I love you so much, kid. I'm gonna be out here.
I don't understand.
Are you gonna?
That's where I would like the cake sent.
But that's where I
You coming
live.
out too? You said.
Yes.
Awesome. Are we gonna watch something?
I don't know what we watched, but yeah, let's try watching something.
This has happened.
This is how.
Okay. Okay, that's fun.
Like, you're still shocked because you're like, oh, like, I have been through this exact same thing before. Maybe not like directly as a cake, but like, I think you know immediately that this could be about you. And so I think that your demeanor shifts. And then I think once the address thing comes in and you're like, that's my address. I think that's when, because I think the thing is, right, like I guess Laura for this
Yeah.
one, but they're at such an intense energy. I think you need to try to match that energy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like this person is hard and she is coming at you hard and she is really, really trying to hand it to you. And I need you to put up a little more of a fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I know what this is.
Right.
Okay. All right.
It's like, sure, you slept with him, but at the end of the day, you know, he's still going to marry me. You know, you got energy at the end.
Right. Okay. All right.
I am a bit intense. I could bring it down if you wanted to.
That's great. It's great.
Laura, I was so glad you were reading today. I'm like, this would be perfect. Okay.
I love this character. She's great. All right.
Okay. All right. Hi. Can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to buy a cake.
Do you have anything in mind? A chocolate, vanilla?
I'll take that one.
Great. Is this for a what you want the cake to say?
Yes.
I don't know if we can. There might be a company policy against using swear words.
Screwed is fine.
Okay. Is this for pickup or delivery?
Delivery? What's your address?
Excuse me?
Where do you live?
323 North Deerfield Road.
Put 323 North Deerfield Road.
I don't understand.
That's where I would like the cake sent.
But that's where I live.
Yes. The cake, it's for you.
You're getting me a cake.
I'm getting you this cake. I fucked your boyfriend.
I have a fiance.
I fucked your fiance. You're in the power position, Sandy. You call him now, you'll end up fucking him by the end of the night. Then, the next time he feels like it, he'll cheat on you again. But if you don't return his calls and go for a week to your mother's house, there's no telling what you could get out of him. Men are dogs, Sandy. Be top bitch.
Nice. How was it that time for you?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play with when you feel like that's what you would be a little bit like confrontational. Do you know what I mean? At first, if somebody said that to me, like,
Totally.
okay, you know, but it's fun because they're like at opposite ends. So
That's
it's fun
the
to try these
casting
different
director?
things, right? So.
Yeah, and I think I think
I went
I
first,
did lead
so
you astray a little
after I
bit in
was
the
done, I
sense of
came
like
over
I think
here.
I had you give it away too early.
But I did, before I went, you slate, so before I did my scene, I said, he knows me because this is like the third time I've taken the class.
Right.
But he said, we just got a new thing that we have to have cast by next Tuesday. He goes, and it's a comedy, and he's just going on and on about it, and then finally, so I go first because I got my scene in first, and I said, hello, Joseph, it's good to see you. He's like, oh, it's so good to see you. I said, we're going to miss you because he's moving on in a couple weeks to go either LA or New York, but we'll follow him.
Right.
And I said, I'm going to break the rules and be a naughty girl and tell you this before I do my slate. I said, but I would be a fool to not tell you that I'm Second City trained. I did improv at Second City. I toured the country for 3 years doing a stand-up style comedic one-woman show in which I played 7 characters. And I returned to Second City next Tuesday to take a stand-up class so that I can finally get 10 pages worth of stand-up into something useful. And he said, oh, you're already on my list. And I immediately was like, Tim, you're reading.
And it's 4 weeks, right? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit is ridiculous.
That shit's real.
It's real. I told Angelina, and I was like, so I don't care what you say. Tell me this world is. Yeah, and she said, well, I put a jar full of chakra rocks in my house, in my room to see if I could sleep. So I guess I'm into it too.
She asked me, when did you start doing all this stuff? I said, I was about 14. I was always interested because I knew the Catholic Church wasn't fully right. I just knew. And I don't know how I know. I mean, nobody influenced any of that shit to me. And then my Aunt Vivian came into my life. And, you know, and she was all naughty because she had an affair with my uncle, right? And then, yeah, and that was all scandalous. But she's the one that introduced me to Ruth Montgomery. And then it took off from there. And then I read Linda Goodman. And then I read all Linda Goodman's books. And it was just like, there's something to this. I mean, maybe we don't have all the accuracy there either, but there's something there, right? So isn't that how science begins? With an observation, and then we test it, and then we try to repeat it, and then we see outcomes, and we see if there's a pattern with the outcomes, right? I mean, it's pretty weird when I can stand in a room and go, I bet that hot dude with that fucking sexual is a Scorpio.
That's crazy.
And they're
that, you could do
I'm
that
like,
with everybody.
When is your birthday? Oh, November 11th?
Yeah, you do it every time. That was one of the first clues I got. I was like, wow, there's something to this. Because I see you say, I'll bet you're a Scorpio. Or I'll bet you're a Gemini or whatever. And you were right every time. And I was like, there's something to that.
And it is an art because you had the influence of all of your houses, right? But that sun sign will have the most attributes. So you have to look for the most attributes, right? Sometimes I just know right off the bat. Leos are easy to pick out.
Well, here goes the best part, is that I performed a scene that is Melba Toast for me tonight.
Uh-huh.
And he gave me a note, and then I redid it, and he was like, see, he thinks I'm talented, and he's right. But I mean, it doesn't matter that I performed a scene tonight that is Melba Toast, because it's already happening.
Well, and the reality is, and this is the hard piece, right? Where how many actors, like Michael Douglas, we just watched him last night on Finding Your Roots, right? And he was shit. He was a shit actor. His mom was a stage actress, and his dad was a movie star, right? Like a super movie star in those days. I mean, Kurt, and he's a good-looking guy. Michael Douglas wasn't as good-looking as his dad and all this stuff, and he did shit. And his mom says, honey, you're doing shit because you don't have direction. You need a director.
Yeah.
And so he was as careful about choosing a movie with a director as he was just choosing a movie. And that's how, when he was 40, he got an Academy Award, because he stopped looking at the role less and more at who's directing, what have they done, who have they worked with, right? And Danny DeVito, same thing. Danny DeVito, he was all over the fucking place. He was a windmill until he had a director in Taxi who reined him in and showed him how to take all of that and change it into a laser beam, right? Because there's blasting light and then there's a laser beam.
Yes, it'd be good to have a director.
Yes, and every time we do a show around here, I'm like, shitty direction, shitty.
Oh, I can't do any
Why
shows
do these
anymore.
people think that they can
Can't do any shows around here anymore.
I know.
Thank God.
And I'm still pissed that we lost to that. I mean, he was a good enough director. He was an actor. He was pretty good. What's the younger guy? But yeah, and he did pretty good with the shit show.
I was so excited to get over here and tell you about that. I forgot my glasses and my water.
Do you need reading glasses?
No.
Well, the water I have in the refrigerator tastes pretty good. So
No, it's okay.
you want a tin to put it in?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
It's just funny, like I like to hear him talk too.
I just think it's so, because then when you do it that way, right? Like the way you did it the first time isn't wrong, right? It was still great. But I think when you do it that way, we sit here the whole time and we were like, there's so much more to this person that we don't know. And it makes us sit like, it makes you really sit and think about like who this woman is, what she's seen, the
All
people
of
she
these
talks
actors
to,
who are
right?
in
Like,
here, like these are a community of people that have really come to know. Several of them right now have auditions for Blue Bloods. So they'll be doing their scene and then jumping over to James's other class and cutting that audition. So as soon as he sends me whatever audition he has in mind for me.
Right. Is that on CC? Can you see what they're saying?
No.
Because you can turn it on and just, if you want to listen. Because he might say, Chrissy.
Oh, it'd be
this moment for her, right? And so like, and it's
That
just,
would be
it's so
very
interesting
rare.
how those like little
Because
tiny
we sign
moments
up,
and those, like,
we do
very-
our scenes
You are
back to
very
back.
rare.
I am, that's true. Things like do actually.
Brilliant,
So,
brilliant,
yeah,
brilliant.
so you better get your shit together there. Just keep it low. So if you hear your name.
That is true. That actually happened to me one time. James was teaching class and I had already gone. And he was in the middle of an actor's thing.
Josie?
And all of a sudden, I turned it up for whatever reason to see what he was saying.
Hi, Joseph. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. How you doing?
Here's the
I'm
slate.
doing well, thank you. My name is Joe Coppola. He, him. I live in New York, and I'm going to be doing a scene from Blue Bloods.
Yeah, he's
Blue, I'm
doing
sorry.
Blue
Boardwalk
Bloods
Empire. Not
audition
Blue Bloods.
tonight.
Same difference now.
A little different.
Which dude?
But all of a sudden, I hear like that beautiful actress Chrissy Hogue, Chrissy, and I was like, oh my God! I just suddenly like tune in because I always turn it off after my scene and I just go be oblivious. But now I can't do that anymore. So here,
I'm ready.
she's a reading for him. She's not.
What are you off your nut?
You didn't drink that piss I did.
You're still breathing, aren't you?
Yeah, and so is he. That's the problem.
He's a major part of my operation, kid.
You don't need him.
Oh, yeah? What do you know about it? What's with you? Don't tell me it's your goddamn stomach.
Honestly? Patty Doyle? You really expect me to go work for that Mick?
You'd rather be my driver?
No, of course not. It's just, you make Doyle clerk? I could run rings around that chump.
Well, listen to Bonnie Prince Charlie.
Come on, Nook. You were assistant sheriff at my age.
And for 8 years prior, I spent night and day kissing the Commodore's ass.
Yeah, and I've been kissing yours since I'm 12.
And the last 3 years,
I was drafted, Nookie.
I recall offering to fix that problem.
I know you did. I wanted to fight for my country.
You nearly got yourself killed. Did it ever occur to you how your wife might feel after that, your little boy?
Yeah, well, look, if that was my fate, then so be it.
And he wants to be in politics. You know who dies for their country, kid? Fucking Rubes, that's who.
Yeah, well, I'm here now, so how about it?
Had you stayed where you belonged, you'd be doing that job, not Doyle.
He's got some presence.
So you're punishing me now? Is that it?
I'm telling you to slow
got a great
down,
voice,
get the
too.
lay of the land. You've been home out of the hospital, what, a month now?
I'm not the same kid that you left here, Nookie. I've seen things. I've done things.
Well, how are we going to keep you down on the phone?
I'm serious, Nook. I can help you.
That's $1,000. Go buy a decent suit of clothes.
I don't want your money.
Fella hands you $1,000, you tell him to go fuck himself? You're a
Nuggie,
kid,
all
I
I'm
gotta
asking
say.
for is an opportunity.
It's America, ain't it? Who the fuck's stopping you?
She's good though too.
Oh, she's great.
See.
So she's reading.
Nice. I
everybody.
love this scene. This is such.
That was
I've never seen
Focus
this
on one actor.
done, and I love it. This was a great scene for you.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. The
You
first
got a
thing I want you
cute
to do, I
little
want you to be less engaged at the beginning with your partner.
Okay.
I
This casting
kind of
director
like what you're
takes
doing.
so
There was
much
one point where you're like
time.
kind of looking down into the side. Like, I don't want you to look at your partner until like they ask you what's going on, and I don't know what you exactly you say, but you start with like, honestly.
Yeah. I got you.
That's when you connect with like us in the camera, right? Like just to give this guy another layer, if you will.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the part about, fighting for your country and getting drafted, et cetera, right? Like, I want you to try. This is like weird because it kind of contradicts a lot, but like, I want you to play with the notion of like you being just like immensely proud for fighting for your country. Still, even though everything that's happened, even though everything you've been through, right? Like, you are one of those military guys that like you went and you did it, but you're still so proud of it. Like, you wear that on your sleeve. That's who you are, regardless of what happened, regardless of the situations that got you in, regardless of how it affected your family, right? Like, although like shit kind of hit the fan, you're still proud of it, right? And so like that kind of comes with like, you could be a little more defensive. You could be all of these other things while talking to this person, right? But I think I want you to play into that notion a little bit of being like a military man, and I think that'll help some of the nuances like leading into the end of the scene.
Perfect.
he said he signed
absolutely.
up for
Okay,
you.
awesome.
Cool.
What the fuck?
Yeah, let's try it.
All right. Okay. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
He doesn't listen. I'm not wasting my
What are
time.
you off your nut?
Right now.
You didn't drink that piss I did.
You're still breathing, aren't you?
Yeah, and so is he. That's the problem.
He's a major part of my
He's taking
operation,
good
kid.
direction.
You don't need him.
Oh, yeah? What do you know about it? What's with you? And don't tell me it's your goddamn stomach.
Honestly, Patty
That's
Doyle?
perfect.
You really expect me to go work for that man?
Director right there.
You'd rather be my driver?
That made that whole
Of course
beginning
not, it's
so
just-
much more
I could run rings around that
set
chump.
up.
Well, listen to Bonnie Prince Charlie.
Come on, Nook. You were assistant sheriff at my age.
And for 8 years prior, I spent night and day kissing the Commodore's ass.
Yeah, and I've been kissing yours since I'm 12.
And the last 3 years,
I was drafted, Nookie.
I recall offering to fix that problem.
I know you did. I wanted to fight for my country.
And nearly got yourself killed. Did it ever occur to you how your wife might feel after that, your little boy?
Look, well, if that was my fate, then so be it.
He wants to be in politics. You know who dies for their country, kid? Fucking Rube Setzer.
Yeah, well, I'm here now, so how about it, Nook?
Had you stayed where you belonged, it'd be you in that job, not Doyle.
Oh, so you're punishing me now, is that it?
I'm telling you to slow down, get the lay of the land. You've been home out of the hospital, what, a month now?
I'm not the same kid that you left here, Nookie. Look, I've seen things. I've done things.
Well, how are we gonna keep it down on the farm?
I'm serious, Nookie. I could help you.
That's $1,000. Go buy a decent suit of clothes.
I don't want your money.
Fella hands you $1,000, you tell him to go fuck himself. You're a pig kid, I gotta say.
All I'm asking for is an opportunity.
It's America, ain't it? Who the fuck's stopping you?
Nice. How did that feel for you that time?
I actually liked that in the beginning. I feel like it played very different. I also feel like I heard things different. From her lines, I feel like it hit me differently. There was one.
But he works at Pascal Rudnick.
I even jumped the line. I don't know. It just caught me so off guard, but it was exciting. It was something new.
Yeah, I wrote that down. I was immediately it completely changed the way you started the scene. Yeah. And I noticed, right, there are two things, right? A, you were so much more grounded the entire time. B, you really were listening more that time. I could see you listening. I could see you thinking about how to respond that time in a way I didn't see it the first time.
Yeah, it definitely. I felt a complete shift from the first to second time.
Yeah, and that was great. And keep playing with the like that whole sense of being proud for your country thing at the end.
Yeah.
It was really clear the way it came through. I think it just made this guy more interesting, if that makes sense.
Sure, absolutely.
It added more nuance, right? Like when you say things like when you said, I've seen things, I've done things, you kind of leaned in and you whispered that a little bit. But like immediately, because we see how you reacted to the military thing, we were like, we know exactly, like, I mean, we don't know, but like we can imagine the exact type of things that this guy has been through.
Yeah.
And it wasn't clear if you don't have that little sense of, being proud to fight for your country. So yeah, keep playing with that because I think it makes different parts of the scene really clear.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It was awesome.
Joseph, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Oh yeah,
Very
that's
much so.
part of the
Likewise.
film.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome, Joe. Go do your audition now with Coach James.
Yes, I'm gonna run. Thank you, guys. Good luck.
All right, we have Anthony. Come on in.
Yeah, hello, what's up, guys? Hi, Joseph.
Hey, how's it going?
Good to see you, man. I'm Anthony Gaspari, he, him, 5'11", based out of New York. I'm doing a scene from The Bear.
Music tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I got this in class, and I love this one.
Thank you. I just, yeah, I'm excited. All right, let me know when you're ready.
It's rock and roll, ready.
Wait, I have to tell you something.
What?
Cicero called.
And?
He wants to buy the restaurant.
It's not for sale.
That's what I wanted to tell you.
That it's not for sale?
That you should sell it to him.
And he flips it to an Applebee's? Like, are you okay?
What happened at EMP?
Paper's bullshit. I couldn't afford to work there.
I was your emergency contact. They said you had to break down and punch somebody.
Whoa, that's not at all how it went down.
And put his clothes on an anti-griddle?
I gotta go.
They were worried, Carmi. Wait, I know how hard the last couple of months have been for you.
And for you.
What's an anti-griddle?
Freezes instead of heats.
Makes sense. I'm not sure the restaurant is the best place for you. I know what it did to my...
That won't happen. First off, I'm not on any drugs. And secondly, no one that works there listens to like literally anything I say.
Probably a good thing. Means you're not screaming and throwing tantrums like an infant.
Was Michael like that?
He was a maniac. That place is contagious and vile, and there's so many weird bad vibes pumping through it. That shit gets into you. Let it go.
Natalie, I'm good at this.
I know you are, honey.
And I'll fix it.
No one's asking you to.
I gotta go. Thanks for the shoes. I love you, Bear.
Love you too, Bear.
Scene.
All right, give me 1 second while I finish typing this.
No problem. Take your time, man. Thank you.
Okay. This is so, as soon as she said that, I was like, you look so much like Jeremy Allen White. It's crazy.
I've gotten that before. Yeah, I've definitely gotten that before.
Well, you even talk the same. That you could play his brother tomorrow. This is great. You have the same, like a smile. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I've gotten that before. It's really funny, and I'm a fan of him. I think he's great. Yeah, he's just fantastic.
I love this material on you. This is perfect for you.
Yeah, I like it. It's a fun scene.
Yeah, it is. And I just have a couple little tweaks for you, right? Because I think you have a really good grasp on what this is. The first one is I think you can play a little more into, the embarrassment that just stews in Carmi.
Okay.
Just so, because the thing that makes him interesting, right, is that a lot of his anger and defensiveness is purely from embarrassment. He's so embarrassed of how things have gone for him. He's really embarrassed that he's back here trying to do this thing from the
Yeah, okay. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
And he's embarrassed that he has to ask these people in his life for help right, for the first time ever, when like he's the one that made it out and now he's like back to square one, right? And so like I think the thing that makes Carmi so interesting is like he's just so embarrassed all the time, which when you play that or when you use that, like the defensiveness and stuff will come through naturally.
Oh wow, interesting. All right, no, that's cool. All right.
And
Awesome.
I think, yeah, the only other thing, this is like one more little thing for you, I guess. At the end, when you
That's
say
why-
like,
I mean,
thank
the scene I
you
did,
for the
I-
shoes and I love you, Bear, stuff like that, like
It wasn't
compliments are really hard for this guy. He doesn't
okay.
come from a
All
world-
right.
You know, the culinary world, especially the fine dining world, like that's not a world of compliments. That's a world of like,
Yeah.
go, right? Like, and so I think compliments are hard for him. And so I think
Yeah,
you
I mean,
can
I did
afford
it.
to
It's
take
fine.
more time
It's
at the
just
end.
not-
I don't think there needs to be eye contact. Like, I think like those words that you're
sexual
saying
tension.
are hard for you to say. And so I think you can like
Sexual tension.
afford to make them harder for you to say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. All right.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
cool.
Why did you choose that?
All right.
Did you have
Awesome.
that before?
Because I had a good, I did it
Anthony, let me know when you're
well at a reading,
Yeah, ready.
but then
Wait, I
like
have
the
to
scene
tell
I
you
did last
something.
time I saw him, I mean, I was
What?
able to, I
Sister
cried and
called.
like it was really good.
And
That's why he knows me, so you
I
know,
want to buy the restaurant.
not every scene's for you.
it's not for sale.
I don't know why I chose it. He said
That's
I
what I
should
wanted
keep
to tell
working on
you.
it though. That's me beating myself up.
That it's not for sale.
Probably more than I
You
need
should
to.
sell it to him.
And he flips it to an Applebee's. Like, are you okay?
What happened at EMP?
The paper's bullshit, man. I couldn't afford to work there.
I was your emergency contact. They said you had a breakdown and punched somebody,
Well, that's not at all how it went down.
and you put his clothes on an anti-griddle.
I gotta go.
You were worried, Carmi. Wait, look, I know how hard the last couple of months have been for you.
And for you.
What's an anti-griddle?
Freezes instead of heats.
Makes sense. I'm not sure the restaurant is the best place for you. I know what it did to Michael, and I don't want that to
That won't happen. First off, I'm not on any drugs. And secondly, no one that works there listens to like literally anything I say.
That's probably a good thing. It means you're not screaming and throwing tantrums like an infant.
Was Michael like that?
Helena
Isn't it
doesn't want to
mad?
hang out.
That place is contagious and vile, and there's so many weird, bad vibes pumping through it. That shit gets into you. Let it go.
Natalie,
Do you want to watch?
I'm good at this.
She does. She
I
wants
know
to
you are,
do.
honey.
So like,
And I'll fix
I
it.
always want her to know that I'm
Nobody's
available to
asking
her
you
and I
to.
want to be with her. But I feel like that makes her
I
feel
gotta go.
guilty, and that I should just wait for her.
Thanks
to
for the
contact
shoes.
me and say I want to hang out.
Love you, Bear.
It's like
Love
a
you too, Bear.
constant battle of how do I manage this relationship.
Scene.
Well, that's like the whole ice cream.
How was that for you that time?
Yeah, that felt different. Yeah, that was. Yeah, I like that.
You were 19 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hope I made the notes. I hit the notes or made the adjustment. Like that was definitely interesting. I like that a lot.
The way she handled
Yeah, you
your
very
mom's
much
birthday
you
party?
very much hit all of the things I was saying. Like I think what I wrote, and I was like, it
Yikes.
that time I just felt
Try to see
more
somebody outside past
from
your
you.
nose.
Like I felt there was one point I like was kind of writing words that I felt as you were going, and I was like,
Look, my intent is not to make you feel bad, but I'm going to tell you something about feeling bad. It changes your behavior.
It
Because
should.
if you feel bad, you have remorse. Remorse means I could have done that better.
Right.
So you change your pattern of behavior. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's the biggest problem I have with these youth now is nobody wants to feel bad.
No, well, I said, and I think that's absurd. I said, well, I told her, I guess you came in and rescued the situation in the middle of the meltdown. I said, Angelina, the goal is that I am going to get there. I'll call you. You bring the food out. I'll be home just in time to help you cook it. You kids need to start helping your father around that house. I said, I don't take you guys to my house anymore. I am not responsible for you children anymore. It's agonizing to me. I don't know what to do with it. The best thing I can do is try to help your dad get this part of your life done. I said, but you're sitting at home all day doing fucking nothing. and your dad's working all day, and then he comes home and he has to cook you dinner and then go figure out his workout and then clean up. Bullshit. So you're sitting here like a prima donna all fucking day. I said, so I'll be the bad mom. She's like, I wish you wouldn't say you're a bad mom, because you're not. I'm like, well, you make me feel bad about having to tell you that you're being lazy all day and your dad's doing all the work and you're just like laying around like a princess. It's fucked up.
And even all that, she still fucking does more than he does.
I know. Well, he's going to try to get away. He's going to be, I mean, when he was in Des Moines, he contacted me and said, I just want to sit around for the next year while I'm a kid and make music with my friends. Why can't you just let me do that? And I'm like, and not go to school and not have a job and not do anything productive in your life, because it's bad for your soul. But if you're going to be allowed to do that, that's fine. I'll give in.
Well, and here's the thing now. Yesterday, because she wants to make onion soup, she wants to find. She goes, "Are we gonna make onion soup?" He goes, "I don't know. Are you?"
Yeah.
That was yesterday. She's like, I'm like, pull up a recipe and start going at it. My onions are gonna make me cry. They make me cry too. I will help, but you will do. And so get it all done. And we both were weeping, because that's what onions do.
Yes.
It turned out lovely, but the last piece of it, right? Because you have to let it stew, and then you put it into a bowl. You take the bread, you cut the bread up into pieces, you put the cheese on top of it, and then you broil it. So I'm down at Grandma's because my brother Ralph is here. So I'm spending time with him and Grandma. She doesn't want to go down. She wants to have the soup. That's fine. She calls up. She goes, well, can I have the soup? I said, yep. Here's what you need to do. I told her all that stuff. She goes, I think I'll just have the soup. Okay. Then just eat the soup. But I came home and I made a bowl before I went to bed. But the real way, I took it into a room.
Good for you.
Oh, that does look really good. I said, I know, and it took me a whole 5 minutes to do it.
Sorry, lazy ass.
Well, and that's like with him too. You know, I don't do stuff now.
Don't.
Right? Like he wants,
That's craziness.
Right. I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, when was the accident? How'd you lose your arm?
It's horrifying to me that they don't help you around here.
Right?
It really upsets me.
Well, and then he should have helped me mow the grass yesterday.
Yeah.
Because he said he would. I said, you take Grandma's mower, I'll take my mower. We'd get all this stuff done in an hour. We could be done. He ran out fishing. You know, he called me. I didn't answer. I waited an hour.
Good for you.
He called. He said, where you been? I said, well, I've been spending time with Grandma. Where are you? Pretending I didn't know. He's like, well, I'm over fishing. Will you come and get me? I'm like, I'll come and get you when I'm done here. When is that going to be? 45 minutes an hour.
You know what's crazy? He didn't call me.
Right.
Why didn't he call me?
I don't know.
He does not
Luca,
want.
And Luca, I told him, I said, he goes, can you take me to work? And I said, Luca, I work late every day this week. So I will not be home by 4 o'clock, and you need to be to work at 4. Call your aunt. He's like, I'm like, do you have her number? No. I'm like, well, do you want me to contact her? Because that's odd.
What? Am I the devil?
It's like, I have no idea what everyone is so terrified about. I've never been terrified of you.
There's nothing terrifying about me.
No, exactly.
I'm not even mean.
Right.
I mean, I don't even raise my voice.
And I asked him, I said, she'll take you. It's like, yeah, I know. I said, when has she said no? When she said no? If she said no, it's probably because she had a really good reason. But did she ever say, no, get your own bride? He's like, no. I'm like, well then call her. I don't have her number. Here's her number. I've given it to you 3 times. I've texted you and him at the same time so he can put his number.
Lazy.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Today I had a student, I said, you are all required to attend the film festival on Sunday and write a 100 reflection. 100 word reflection for your final grade is not that big of a deal. One of the students says, can you send us an email reminder? I said,
What are you doing?
hello.
Why do you guys look all guilty and shit?
Yeah.
Because we're hungry.
All right. What are you hungry for? Would you like some of that chicken I made?
Sure.
Do you want? Okay. All right.
Do you have barbecue sauce?
I do.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. So,
Chrissy, have you heard what me and Mitchell are trying to do?
No.
We're trying to make a studio downstairs.
Those are it.
Oh, Tim told me, yes. I saw it. You took that corner and put. How's it going?
Planning on getting like a microphone to set up there.
Nice. How's it going?
Well, paychecks.
Paychecks, yeah. What kind of microphone are you gonna get?
I don't know. I'm planning on getting like a studio kit. So
There are some different, like if you go with a Sennheiser, those are nice microphones, but it depends on the quality of sound you want, you know.
yeah, true.
But you could spend a lot of money on something like that. But if you wanted to start off, you know, you could just look on Amazon, really. Probably put together a whole studio kit.
We've been thinking about doing that.
Yeah. I have some.
Probably fall apart.
Where's the microphone Mitchell has in his bedroom?
Yeah, there you go. I was gonna say, just use your.
Want that one work for now?
Well, that's a desk one, but we need a desk to put over there because we also want to do podcasts too. In that
Nice.
same area.
Yeah. Maybe just get a stand for it.
Must get stuff.
Yeah, maybe for now, but Mitchell wants to get one of those white foldable tables.
Stone.
Yeah, I want to get one of those.
Like a big, like the long 6 foot one?
Oh, yeah. Like the long 6 foot. Hey, you.
I have one of those at the house.
Yeah, too.
I'll take it off your hands.
Would you know?
I'm a joker.
Does it look good?
I'm a toker.
Do you just want to
I'm a midnight smoker.
Do you want to look at this?
Just having fun in
Dude,
the
you know what I noticed about
sun.
Archer today? If you look behind his ears,
I'm a grinner. I'm a sinner. Yes.
he's gray as hell. He's gonna be old. Even though he already is.
Make my
He's
music
old
in
now.
the sun.
Who's this?
Why are you saying you're gonna dance on Archer's grave? That's mean.
Baby.
Mitchell has a twisted sense of humor.
Archer will not be buried. I'm going to have him made into ashes, and I will carry his urn around for the rest of my life. And it will say Archer on it.
Mitchell, how come you don't call me anymore to come pick you up and drive you places?
See you around town.
You're a loss.
Right? Because your name should begin with a B.
He won't even talk to me. Like, I'll text him all day. He doesn't reply to me. He must feel angry at me that I haven't kicked Tony out of the house yet.
He does that to Grandma, too.
I think it's about
I
Tony.
He would actually feel worse if you kicked him out because he feels responsible for all that. So I think that's what it is. I think he's just.
Well, I still don't know what I'm doing. Because it's super uncomfortable that my child is not welcome at my house.
Can you say, can I have him in half the house? What half of the house is mine?
Well, you know, I think it's I can have him over when Tony's not there because Tony feels like he's disrespected in his house.
Right, and I get that. I totally get that.
Like Tony leaves tomorrow, I could have Mitchell over all week. I could. Mitchell
Well,
doesn't
this
want
is
to come
true.
over.
This is true. Oh, he won't.
I don't think he would.
What?
Do you?
I don't know. Ask him. He might. Do you want a fork or anything?
We both.
Okay, no, sure. I suppose, you know, put your lips on each other, so I guess you could share the same fork.
Ha ha.
You're already swapping spits. How late is the? How many people are in the group that you're in, Chrissy?
20.
Wow, so 20. There's 20 readings,
Yeah.
and then, well, there's 40 readings because you do it twice.
Yeah, and there's 14 people left.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a long, I mean,
That's a hell of a commitment for him.
yes, it is.
No?
But they do it for a couple of reasons. First of all, they get paid. That's extra money for them.
Right?
But they're constant. If they're building relationships with actors, it makes their jobs easier.
Sure.
I'm on his list because he knows me. He
Right.
likes my work.
Right. He's not like Halle Finn, who has access to all these actors for all the Marvel movies and all the other shit she does. But she's got to be a trizillionaire. As many actors as she's found for all the movies.
Right. Oh yeah. And she has relationships with those people. They're casting big things like that.
Yeah.
When Joseph sees me on Instagram. He sees that I'm hustling and moving, and he trusts me because he knows me, right?
Right.
But there's 10 other actors looking just like me who are going to submit for this role. Well, he's already got his eye on me.
Correct.
He'll let one of them blow his mind.
Absolutely.
That's
Gotta be open.
the goal.
Gotta be open.
But if they don't do anything cooler than what I've done, why not? Why wouldn't you select me if I work with you all the time?
Makes his job easier, and at the end of the day, that actor has to make him look good.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, we're not going to hire him again. He picks shit actors.
That's everything.
Yeah. It's true.
But I also, the other thing is, even though I know I'm on his list, and that I might get an audition for this show, and that the tarot card said this is the one, I'm also like, I let it go. I just don't, I'm not desperate for it anymore.
Right. What is this?
Something will happen. We'll see.
What's the Barbara Streisand song? No matter what you do, you still audition.
Yes. God. Well, Robert De Niro hasn't auditioned in 60 years.
Right. Well, when you get that big and like Meryl Streep, they come to the actor.
Those are offer only actors.
Right. Exactly. So,
Oh,
but they
James
still have
is
to
in.
go through their agents because that's how it works. The agent can be the asshole, so they don't have to.
James is in. So this is James Saccone.
He's been all day.
He was
top of
just
show
on
guest
set
star.
all day.
You guys
on
wanted.
Blue
Yes.
Bloods.
All right. Thank you. I just wanted to pop and say hello, Joe. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm glad I caught you in the middle of a scene. And we're going to make Laura the host. I just wrapped. I was on set.
How was it?
It was great. It was like Jean Desegong. He's like such a veteran episodic director. So, yeah, it was like... I worked with him probably about 8 or 10 years ago on SVU. So it was nice to work with him. He's from New York, right? So
He's the coach.
yeah, it was good. A lot of fun. They had me running
I work with
all
him every
day.
single week.
Like,
I love it.
Gotcha.
there's a chase
And he
scene
loves me.
involved.
Once you
And,
book
like,
network TV,
run
he
faster.
calls
Yeah,
you
so we
on
did
your
that
cell
about
phone.
40 times. But among
Guys,
other
you did
things.
the
But
whole
anyway, it was a
process.
good
He's
experience. Yeah, thanks. Good to see you. Lori, the host now. So Deaton, go
Thanks,
ahead and do your
guys.
thing. And I'll check
Got
in
your
later.
workout in, so you don't have to do that today.
Yeah, I was gonna say, knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone with cardio in.
God, that's great.
Here's James.
I'm ready when you
All
are.
right.
Laura.
All right.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for bringing them, but I gotta go.
I have to tell you something.
What?
So he's got
He's a big
It's just real
Italian.
cool.
a lot more.
Right, man.
Oh shit, yeah.
He wants to buy the restaurant.
Oh my god.
There
Okay, well, tell him it's not for sale.
Joker.
That's what I wanted to tell you.
You tell him it's not for sale.
Yeah.
You
This is
should tell it to him.
This is my acting coach, and I hang out.
And
with
what?
him.
Let him turn into a fucking Applebee's? No way.
Wow. The Born Ultimatum.
Are you okay?
Yeah. So this is the shit
What happened at EMP?
where I'm just trying to say, like, I'm not.
It was
This
bullshit.
is legit.
I couldn't afford to work there.
Finally,
I was your emergency
hanging out with
contact.
people
They said you had a
in the
breakdown and
circles
punched
where-
somebody
That are
Okay,
your caliber.
that's not how it happened
I'm
at all.
sorry.
Yeah.
and put his
Sometimes
clothes
I
on
have to
an
go to personal
anti-griddle.
meetings.
No, it's true.
I
Though.
gotta go.
And it's me
were
denying
worried,
myself
Carly.
that's made me miserable my whole life.
Right. Exactly.
I know how hard
For
the last
some
couple of
reason,
months
you
have been for
didn't
you.
think you were honorable for it, which is
But it was good enough.
Marvelous Miss Maisel. My God,
What
I
is
love
it?
that show.
This guy's for real.
Fucking
Freeze it instead of
hilarious.
heat.
Oh my God. And her stand-up is shit.
Makes
The
sense.
stand-up piece is the worst part of the show.
I'm not sure the restaurant is
But
the best
her
place for you.
parents
Like, I know what it did to Michael,
fucking
and I don't want
hilarious.
it to do that.
Okay, well, that's not gonna happen to me.
Her agent.
Okay, first off,
oh
I'm
my
not
God,
drugs,
I
and
pissed my
second,
pants.
Really, nobody there
So
listens to
fucking
the word I
funny.
have to say.
It's probably a good thing.
What the
Means
fuck
we're
are you
screaming
talking
and throwing
about?
tantrums like an
Oh my
infant.
God, have you watched it yet?
Was Michael like that?
No, I've only watched his
He
episode.
was a maniac.
It is amazing. The whole
That
show
place
is
is
pretty fucking amazing.
contagious and
Except for the
vile, and there's so
stand-up.
many
I'm like,
weird bad
who's
vibes
writing her
pumping through it.
stand-up?
That shit gets into you.
And if you
Let
were
it
a
go.
real comedian, that
Natalie,
puke.
good at this.
Not work.
I know you are.
And I'll fix it.
But the interaction
But he's
between
asking
her,
you
her
to.
mom and dad, and her father is.
Gotta go.
It's just so.
Thanks for the
fucking
shoes.
They just talk past each other.
Love you, man.
No, Miriam.
Love you too, Bear.
I just, yeah.
Same.
He left the whole room.
Nice. Wait, I love when I get multiple of the same scene in a class because it was so different. That one was so different. Now I was like, oh shoot, I have completely different like ideas and notes for this one. So that's awesome. I love how you played him in the scene. You know, he was really like defensive and was deflecting a lot, but a lot of it was through a smile, which is so charming. Which is the thing about this character, right? Where it's like he's actually a sociopath and he has crazy anger issues, right? But he's so charming, right? That you just always are feeling for him. So that came through really clearly, which I loved. But I want you to try this again, and I just want you to I just want to add more like stakes and urgency for you. And so, like, I want you to place this conversation, right? And, like, say you're in, like, the middle of the kitchen and everyone's working around you and
Well,
you don't
I
want
can
anyone
go
else to
home
hear this conversation that you're
since the
having.
kids
Yeah,
don't.
I like that. Okay.
You know what I mean?
know
And so,
what to
like,
do here. I'm
'cause
like, it's my
like
week with the
almost like
kids.
feels like a secret. Like, you almost
Go hang out with
you're
them.
like, because you don't want everyone to hear what you're
Right?
saying.
Hang out
So
with
it's
me,
really
because see how
intentional.
they're
It's
hanging out
really
with me.
quiet. But
Well,
it's really,
I know,
you
but
know what I mean? Like,
so for me, I'm just
I-
gonna make sure I'm
because I
grocery
really
shopping
like
with you every
your
week.
characterization, but I think I can add more
We
stakes and more
will-
urgency
I
for
will-
you. And for
The
this,
goal is Mitchell.
Let's do it.
Question for you: you want to hang out with me at my house this week?
Let me know
Okay.
when you're
Why
ready.
not?
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay, cool. Order 3 ready. Yeah.
Now you do it.
I'll get it done.
Anthony's not there.
Wait,
Thanks for bringing the shoes,
I-
okay?
Wait,
You know what
I have
Brian
to tell you
did?
something.
Stinking like
What?
pot.
Oh my
Is this what
god!
I hate that
And
smell.
You stinky little
He wants
bastards!
to buy the restaurant.
You stanky,
Tell him it's not for sale.
I don't like the smell of cigarettes.
That's what I wanted to tell you.
stank,
Ditch weed.
stank,
That it's not for
gank.
sale? Okay.
That you should sell it to him.
Gross.
There's some gas.
And what, let him turn this place into a fucking Applebee's?
Meanwhile, there's famous people on my computer.
Right? I know. Here we sit.
They're running around getting high.
Alright.
Are you okay?
No fucking clue where they're gonna go.
What happened at EMP?
But so for me
Here's
in my
bullshit.
mind,
Found
it's
something better, okay?
every
And
other
if we're
week
working
I'm
with
going to try
Contact,
to
okay? They said you had to break down and punch somebody.
work with the
Yeah, that's not how it
children
happened at
to get things
Alright, and put his clothes
helping
on
you
and
out
untie
around
Bill.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Look, I got a
my
restaurant
weeks
to take care
that
of
are
here.
my to myself, I will stop over and say
Wait,
hello.
I know how hard the last
And
couple
I
of
always
months
think
have
of
been.
my Uncle Donnie, my Uncle Ron.
And for you too.
You know,
What is
he's the
an
one that
answer?
taught me. Oh,
If
they
Freezer
don't want to
City
hug?
eats.
Hug him anyway.
I know.
Oh, they don't want you around? Be around
I'm not sure the
anyway.
restaurant is the best place for you.
You know,
I
and
know
that's
do.
what you
to
know.
Michael, and I don't
remember
want
you
that
told
to
me that.
happen
My
either.
mom's always said that.
That's
She's
not
like,
me. That's not gonna
she,
happen.
She
Like,
struggled
first off,
with us
I'm
for a
not
long
on
time.
drugs.
She's like, but just
And
keep
second,
trying.
nobody
Exactly.
here listens to
Like right
what I
now,
say.
the
You just don't.
hilariousness of her karma is that
That's
she is
probably a
with
good
Charlie
thing.
like every
Means
day.
you're not screaming and throwing
But
tantrums
she is
like an infant.
retired. It's not like she's
Michael
working
like that?
full time and helping
And
babysit.
you know what?
He was a maniac.
Every parent
That place is
that becomes a
contagious
grandparent
and vile,
says
and there's
the
so
same
many
thing.
weird,
Now I
bad
actually get
vibes
to be
pumping through it.
parent.
Yeah.
And shit
because
gets
they're
into
so
you. Let
busy
it go.
doing all the other
Andy,
shit.
I'm good at this.
I mean, I look back, I'm like, I wanted
you
more
are,
memories
honey.
with these babies.
And I'll
You
fix.
know, I mean, I was lucky
he's
enough.
asking
I
you
was a
to.
massage therapist, so I got to probably spend more time with
Look,
them than a lot
I'm
of
busy.
parents.
Okay.
I'm like, it went
Thanks
so
for the shoes, but
fast. If I had
Please
grandbabies,
leave.
which I won't, but if I did,
I love you,
ooh,
baby.
I'd be spoiling them little bitches.
Yeah, I want grandbabies. Mitchell better get his shit together. I forgot I have to
Well,
do this thing.
oh, dude.
nice. How did that feel that time for you?
It's interesting. But if I had more prep on that with like a different, I'd have an actual activity to do, and that would help that scene a lot. But I liked it. It was different because if you have like a task to focus on, then it really, makes you aware of what's around you, I guess. So yeah.
Sometimes we.
Yeah,
just
and so the reason I had you
talk.
do this is like I always like to have people do that and give action because I don't actually want you to do the scene that way, but I wanted you to know how it feels in your body for the urgency
Yeah.
and to be there, right? And so now like that was the perfect amount of urgency, that was the perfect amount of stakes, but now you can take that exact feeling and you can, you
This
can
guy's super
pare it
young,
back.
too.
You
He's
don't
just
need
a
the
natural.
movement, right? You don't need it
Who,
to be
this
in
one
an
here?
exact
Joseph.
place, and you can
Oh, the
soften it up a
director.
little bit,
Yeah.
right? But you
Yeah,
know
he is.
how the
He
urgency
knows how
feels
to
to come out of yourself. You know how it feels on the inside, like during the scene. You know
That
kind of
dude
where the
needs to get a
stakes
buzz
need
cut.
to live. And so now you can kind of transport all of
Yeah,
those
he's
things
not-
into
He's
that
losing
other
his
place
hair
where you
young,
started the
so he
first
just
time.
needs to own it.
Yeah, and also like you can totally use that for that scene too, because I forgot at the beginning there are people around them.
Right.
So you kind of need to keep that. You need to be aware of that too. Like there are people around that you might not. I mean, he was
Last
trying
time I
to
saw
sell
Dakota
for
do this scene.
there's something about the shoes, like selling the shoes or whatever. So like there's people around them obviously that he doesn't want to just like go off
Just
like right on her like that.
went
So yeah,
against
it makes
the things
sense.
that I told him
Exactly.
to do.
Yeah, that was
Did
a
I
great
tell you I
adjustment.
put
So
him
keep
in
playing in that
community?
direction, right? Like,
Did you?
and of course, it doesn't need to be as much movement, all that, but like just like remember where that lived and how
She's
that
telling
felt
him to
for
do shit,
sure.
and she has no idea what it's
Right, and
Thanks,
so I
Joe.
put them both in. She was like,
Thank
I
you.
knew I was getting bamboozled. And I'm like, you are, but you're not. I'm actually here to do this to Dakota. I said, Dakota, I'm not going to go against your mother.
You got me, Laura?
Yeah.
All right.
She's like, but no, Chrissy,
Hi,
you
Joseph.
know what you're talking about.
My
I'm
name's
like,
Andy Matusiak.
still,
She, her,
because the way
hers.
he's doing it is he's
I work
asking me
mainly
about
out
it,
of the Chicago
and then-
market, but I'm also
He
local to New
reverts to
York
his
and
mother.
and
LA.
then saying,
And I will be
okay,
doing a
'cause my
scene
mom
from
said-
Madam Secretary.
and at that point,
Love
I'm
it,
out.
let's do it.
Like,
Right.
Don't trick
When
me.
you're ready.
Whenever you're ready, ma'am.
He's not
Dr.
even
McGill, can I talk to you about my
close
thesis?
to being able to trick me, though. He's not.
Sure,
that's-
during
that's
office
not
hours.
his-
No,
that's
he's
not
Your
right.
office
He's
hours
not
don't
like
really
that,
work for
but-
me.
No.
But
I'm
because
sorry
he's
to
a
hear that.
Hogue, I can't help but feel.
The thing is,
maybe
I don't really want to write about
I
the
love
Cold
this
War.
woman. She's hilarious.
You're aware this class is called Politics and the Cold War.
To be honest, I feel like it's been done.
She's faking.
That's why they call it history.
My theory is that we're living through a new Cold War.
Compare and contrast the original and convince me.
Great. Also, I'll need an extension. My parents are coming to town and they're very needy.
My husband bought tickets to the opera this weekend without asking me. You know, normally I like the opera, but it has been a tough week. And sitting in a dimly lit room with people singing to me in Italian is just going to put me to sleep. Oh, I thought we were telling each other our problems. No extension.
No, I hope he
Enjoy your
fixes whatever
parents.
she's doing here, because I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Scene.
I like her.
Oh, that was quick.
Obsessed with this. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, they should be quick. I love her personality. She's got a 17-year-old. She lives in Milwaukee.
Very nice. All right, I'm gonna clean up my kitchen, kids.
Oh, they have to clean up your kitchen.
No, I'm cleaning up the mess I made for.
Okay, I
Oh,
love
okay.
this scene for you. This is awesome.
Oh, good job. Well,
This
they
has me
can come to
typing so
my
much.
house.
I just have like a few technical things for you,
You're
just to
welcome
like
to my
add
house
some
now.
nuance. But I think you have a really good grasp of what this is, so that's awesome. So at the beginning, right? I think you can take more time. You like when she asks you that first question, right? Like, because obviously you're working, you're grading papers, you're doing something, right?
Be a little bit more distracted.
Yeah, and you can take the time to like look up, see who it is, size them up, and then like depending on whatever student just walked up, like I want to think about how to respond.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
I do. Mm-hmm.
and then I think like that opera bit in the middle is awesome, but I almost think you can make it like softer and kinder. So then when we realize what you're doing, it's just like, oh my God, that's great. You know what I mean? Like, it's so close, but I think you can make it, it can be like not sarcastic, not bitchy at all. I think it can just be soft and kind. So then like drops, it's hilarious, but also jarring. You know what I mean?
Okay. Got it.
And then the last thing, we're going to throw one more thing at you, but this is, again, a technical thing. After that opera bit, and you were like, I thought we were just, throwing out whatever. I think you can go back to your papers and just say the rest.
Just looking this way, like not even.
Right, because it's very much like the conversation's over. You got your answer. You have stuff to do. Like, you can see yourself out. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Okay, got it.
Let's try it again.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Whenever you're ready, Laura.
Okay. Dr. McGill, can I talk to you about my thesis?
Sure, during office hours.
Your office hours don't really work for me.
I'm sorry to hear that.
The thing is, I don't really want to write about the Cold War.
You are aware that this class is politics and the Cold War.
To be honest, I feel like it's been done.
That's why they call it history.
My theory is that we're living through a new Cold War.
Compare and contrast the original and convince me.
Great. Also, I'll need an extension. My parents are coming to town and they're very needy.
Were you going to do it? Did you do a reading just now?
My husband brought opera tickets this weekend without asking me. And
did you just do a
normally
reading?
I really liked the opera, but
A real quick reading?
it's just
What's
been
with
such
the
a
tarot
tough
cards?
week, and
Oh, yeah, I did do it.
sitting into a
What were
dimly
you
lit
looking at?
room, having people speak to me in Italian is just going to
Queen
put
of
me to
Grails.
sleep.
The Hermit of Grails.
Oh, I thought we were telling each other our problems. No extension. Enjoy your parents.
So essentially, the Hermit just means you did it all by yourself.
Nice. How did that feel that time for you?
Right.
You know what?
You
I
found
do like it a little
happiness
bit better.
all by yourself.
And I
Yeah.
kind of like
The Queen
I
Grail,
am
of course, is
like I'm going to shut.
the fruition, like the dream comes true, right? So, and that usually happens before the economics, right? So, because that was your Grail Queen, which would be you, okay? And then I pulled up and it was the, ooh, Spirit King though. Okay, so this is the guy offering you a job, okay? Interesting. And then you got the Grail Hermit. And then you got the Ace. This is the Ace, the Grail Ace. So, yeah, it's happening. Okay, well, we'll let go.
I just got a new manager too, by the way. Did I tell you that?
Oh, really?
In California.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, California's nice and warm. I gotta get my shit together. I'm so stupid now. I'm taking on summer school, which I was gonna use all summer to write, which I'm gonna have to do anyway. I'm gonna have to do both. I can do both. But I'm gonna work 2 days because I'm gonna work 3 days, and then I work 4 days because you have to do your fucking book work. But it's only 7 weeks, so I gotta get that fucking book done.
I'll be working all summer.
I want to get into Chicago for a week, you know, but I don't have any money yet. And Angelina's shit still hasn't come through. So I would have money by the end of the summer. We go in August. When do you guys do that? When do you guys do the readings? Like, because Mary Coda always took the boys out to California in the fall.
They don't do pilot season anymore.
Oh.
COVID shut it down.
Oh.
We're in pilot season.
Okay.
And it's not happening.
Wow.
I'll show you this. My,
And I suppose because they have all this access to this stuff, they don't need to do pilot season
yep,
anymore.
people from all over the country
And
are
this
just
is-
sending in Zoom tapes.
And it's far cheaper because they don't fly people in and out as much, I suppose. And they could probably see more people in a shorter amount of time because of all the technology.
This is, my bad. This is casting about. Here is pilot half hours. Pilot 1 hours. There's one pilot casting.
Jesus.
That's New York. Let's look at LA. 5. This is pilot season.
Look at England. Look at London.
I can't do it. I can only look at LA and New York on this. I pay for a subscription.
Okay, gotcha. Because there's a lot of Americans on English shows now. There's this Alex Rider show I've been watching, which is pretty interesting. It's a younger kid who's a spy, but many of the actors are American on the show, which I thought, wow, the Brits are letting the Americans act with them.
I know.
It's like, I guess. Oh, Cody, you couldn't sing a line of it, but you did it anyway.
Yeah, this is what he's. That was the Wise Guys. That's the one he shot with. James. So that we got him. This is one guy I'm working with next week. That's what he's casting.
Which one? The
Alan Scott Neal. All of these.
United Element Picture Project?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a title?
Yes, this one's with a couple of big stars.
Netflix. Feature film?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So I'm seeing him next week.
I wish they would do more movies and less.
This is Alan Scott Neal's resume. So that'd be good to have a relationship with him.
This is interesting. I'm so glad. I could never do this again, though. I can't memorize lines anymore.
You'd be surprised. I wasn't able to memorize lines anymore, and all of a sudden, I'm able to do it again. Yeah, my new manager has not responded to me today, though. That's annoying. But that's okay. It's a tough business.
Where do you guys get the lines from?
Interesting to feel like at certain points where, like, oh, you're being helpful, then I'm like, oh, you're absolutely not.
Where do we get the lines from?
Yeah.
Right? Like, and
What do you mean?
I don't want to know which one you're doing.
Oh, this woman right here.
Love this.
Every week in class, she sends us every time. She sends us a new scene every week.
You're not necessarily
Oh,
playing.
We work on our scene. We present it. James works on it each with us. So we
Right, 'cause
spend
it's like
3 hours
we've all been in this situation.
working on
like,
it during
I
the
don't know
week.
if I really want to help you.
And we work on our scenes,
So,
and
but
then we
I
pick
think
the
you're-
scenes
this is-
from
you're very
class that we did
You know,
really
'cause
well,
you do in-
and we
in
go to
sense,
casting
all of
director
the
workshops
power
with them,
situation,
and we perform them for
right?
the casting director.
And, like, when
The
you're
one that I
on
did
the
is the
footage,
one I
I
did
still
in New
like,
York
are you
live,
lying?
and
Probably do have
I
it.
could hear
And
everybody
it's
around.
probably there,
She's
like
so
2
good,
feet
she's
away
so
from
good.
you, right? Like,
So
things like
I
that where
used
it's like
the
you can
scene
play
for
into
Joe
all those
today,
little
but I wasn't
nuances.
actually. I didn't like it. That doesn't mean I wasn't
And
good.
like, you,
No.
It just means I didn't like it.
Well, and
He
the
thought
other-
I was good.
Well, the other
then
piece of it
again,
too
decide that you don't
is
want to be helpful because it's like it's fun for you.
it's
You know,
different
you have no stake in the game. It's kind
when
of
you
fun.
know people are watching,
like, play-
right? And people were watching,
Okay.
Yeah.
which is
No
different
particular
than
order.
a computer watching, right? Even though people are watching, it's just
Yeah, it's live.
yeah, because there's just something about live theater that
But I mean, usually I do this really well. It's just that today I was run down and
People like to see themselves on
I
television.
didn't really have the lines down, so I kind of cheated, as you can see right here.
Do in front of the camera.
I'm listening.
This one girl
I did the scene, I read it.
stands there, right?
But again, my cold reading is better than most people's full.
Your recordings from the last few days, okay? You still have blood sugar, makes her cranky.
yeah, I don't know.
I can't show you a recording.
I would have to hide documents everywhere.
Wouldn't help.
It's fun to just take the
I sold
classes.
it.
Yeah,
That's
bet.
what I started doing.
This
I was
is-
like, well, I just produce my own movies anyway. I'm just going to take classes. Next thing I know, I signed up. I did a casting director workshop because
Asked for that one specific.
people will come as my guest.
Mhm.
People will be like, is James' class good? I'm going to come as a guest. So I bring them as a guest, as my guest. And then Laura will say, oh, that person signed up for classes. You get a free casting director workshop. So I'm like, okay, who should I take? Nick Picaro. Nick Picaro does Chicago PD. I was like, sign me up. So I do Nick Picaro. I'm cast on Chicago PD. It was like that.
When is that episode?
May 8th.
Okay, because I'll have to watch that on YouTube because it's regular TV, right?
Peacock. Yeah, it's NBC.
Okay,
Something about it.
but you still have to buy Peacock now.
$3.99 a month
So
is Peacock. But if you can watch NBC on
Cash.
I can.
YouTube.
I can watch it.
Oh, you have YouTube.
And then what they'll do is
Never
I
once
can
tried
even
to
do the scene,
negotiate.
like bar scene, and they'll just show that scene.
Sketch artist?
So you don't need.
Well, I'll just bring my I have Peacock on my phone. I'll just cast
Okay.
it, and we can have a watch party.
Yeah, there you go.
Watch Mommy for the first time on TV.
Lady, this is an
Her
electronic
breakout
store.
role,
We got cameras all over.
not the real kind of breakout role.
Well, this is you put your foot in the water.
Yeah, this is typical. You're supposed to get cast in a few co-stars. Then they
Nice.
start
How
to
did that
trust you.
feel
They
for
know
you
you're going to
that
show up to your
Fun, so
job.
much more
Right.
fun. Like
Not
I didn't know
be
where
weird
it
on
was going.
set.
I'm like, she was a
Yeah,
sassy.
that's what they're
brat.
doing. They're filtering.
Yeah.
They're filtering the fish.
I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, I mean,
Who are the
and
bottom
even from the jump,
dwellers?
I love.
And that's why this is kind of
Who's
like
the
a
sharks?
this is like a pay to play. Is
Like,
some
it was
actors
really
will call this a
warm
pay to
and
play.
friendly and kind of relaxed.
I'm paying
And,
for
like,
a
going
workshop.
into
Right.
the
But
scene that
Joseph
way was
Hayes
interesting
gives you
because
the
I
workshop.
think,
Nick Picaro, you go in there, you do
like,
your
if you
scene,
go
he says
into
thank you.
too
That's it. He
hard
knows
or,
you're
like, too
auditioning
close
for him.
off
You don't
or whatever.
He's not wasting time. His class is like an hour and a half long.
I think it's harder for us to connect with
He's
you
coaching.
right off the
He's
bat when you're the
coaching.
first
He's
person that
earning
talks.
his money.
And so I think
I didn't
when
mind
you
that
have
with
to
Nick
form,
Picaro.
the minute you
It
kind
did
of
its
change
job.
the
He got me
tactic, you're
fucking.
like, oh,
It made me my money back.
Do you know what I
Actually,
mean?
because it was free.
Whereas it's
Sure.
harder for you to
I made
achieve
$1,200
that when you
bucks on it.
start off
Right,
in a colder
right.
place and try to become
But Joe is
more.
doing the job. He's
easier for
coaching
us
the
to get drawn
actors.
in when
So
you
the next
start
time
warm
they
off the
do
bat,
this
and then you can
scene,
start changing
they do it for another casting
Oh my God,
director,
that's
and the
so
work that they
brilliant.
did with it.
Like
Mhm.
that's exactly what is needed.
Yeah.
And
It's really
yeah,
good.
and I mean it's like obviously formulaic, but like it lends itself to the story, right? Because it's like, that's how that works, right? You can't let them know too much.
But
I don't
Joseph,
know
he's
if it's
going on
about
to
him or
LA.
what, but, like,
I will,
it's
And
just
he's
like,
he will
connection.
continue to stay with us.
you
He'll
right.
continue to do this.
there has to be
And he
mystery,
might, I mean,
you
in
know?
5 years, he might
And when
contact
you were like, when
Right.
they asked,
The
like,
key is that
what
I
the
just
person
never
looked like,
stop.
and you were like 6
Well, and
foot,
here's the
big,
thing,
black.
this is
I
what
was like,
a lot
I
of
don't
these
believe,
people
like,
run
you could have just
into
been making
is
that up, but we have no
then
idea. You know what I
you'll
mean?
rogue.
And so like this, I
Right,
think
it's
the
like,
way doing
oh,
it
I know
this
who
way
will
just
do
adds
this.
so many more layers.
Exactly.
You know.
And
That's
makes
exactly
you
right.
as a
That's
character
like that
far
woman
more interesting.
in
Think of that. That's awesome.
did you watch
Loved
the
it. Thank you so much. You gave me so much to work with. Yeah.
Yes, well, you
Oh,
did a
fuck.
great job
Handmaid's
with the
Tale?
notes, so thank you.
I have
So
not.
fun.
I have not.
Oh,
But it was
Tim.
on Hulu, right?
Yeah.
And I don't have Hulu.
Oh, Tim, if you get a chance, it's unbelievable.
Right? It's kind of like House of Cards, where it's
Joe,
prolific.
how are you?
Like
Oh,
some
how
of
are
the stuff that they
you?
go through is
Good
like
to see you
It is
suddenly
painful.
happening.
It's
Yeah.
painful
And
too
I
to watch.
get
Well,
the
especially as a
wall,
woman.
she heard hers,
Like
and
I
I'm
just
local to
I
Chicago
found
and New
myself.
York.
But anyway,
And I'm doing a scene.
the woman who plays
on
Aunt
a
Lydia,
of a pilot
she's in her
where
40s,
I work for the
late 40s, early 50s.
Right.
And she was still watching all of her acting friends who she went to school with start like popping off and getting co-star roles and guest star roles, and she was still watching them go in across the street, and she was going into her waiting tables job in LA, where you're auditioning, and just starting to get to a point where she was like, I am in my fucking 40s, and I'm still waiting tables. What am I doing? But they got to know her.
Mrs.
And that was the
not
right role
agent.
for her, and they called her in. So you love to hear stories like that. Because it's like, just when they give
Oh, well,
up.
then you're well aware.
I
that
can't
the
help
longer you
myself.
keep it
This
here,
is
the
what
less
I
likely
do.
I'm gonna
Right.
be able to give
Right.
you
It is a
back.
part of your DNA. You
be on
know,
our
it's
terms.
not.
If I could give it up, I would have long ago.
I don't want the CIA
Absolutely.
involved.
Absolutely. And all you do is shelve it, pretending you're giving it up.
I do, so true. I'm gonna sell cars now. That actually was the best thing that I ever did.
You don't have access
Because
to my
it
files?
took me out of a poverty mindset.
My orders are to put you on a plane.
Yeah.
I've never looked back. I never worry about money
Cancel
now.
your passport.
It's good.
I was in a poverty mindset
have
before I
passports everywhere.
started selling cars.
We'll watch the airport.
And that
Crazy.
first month I
I'll
sold 21
swim
cars.
back.
You have to go. You
Wow.
can't have CIA personnel running your own agenda.
I'm not the CIA.
That's crazy.
That's the one thing
I'm
I'll
a
always
mother
regret.
looking for her
is-
son.
I was living here for $600 a month. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. I had the kids here. You were cooking meals all the time. I mean, I was dying in your basement. You were still bringing me wine and food. The night before I almost died, you brought me
It's like there's something wrong.
a 3-course meal and a glass of wine.
I was getting your last supper.
It was my last meal.
Your last supper. It was the last supper.
And that's why I was so fucked up, is because I was eating.
We have to protect
I
you.
ate that meal, I drank the glass of wine, and then I laid back down and I was like, oh shit, I've got the chills.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
But that was like the best gig I ever had. Was like I
Nice.
was
really
I
like
was
the
selling
scene for
cars,
you.
and
Ooh,
I
like
paid
the
you to
scene.
live
Right?
here.
Right?
And for me, when I moved out with Larry,
I
that
really
was
like
like
the
the worst
intensity.
mistake that I ever made.
But I want to add
Well,
another.
I mean, I
layer
don't.
to this.
I look back. I don't have regrets because I feel
You-
good
you
about
are
where I
the
am in
CIA.
my life right now as a person. But I look back on some of the things that I was doing back then,
Like,
and I'm like,
the
who
intensity
the
is
fuck
good,
was that?
But I
I'm a
think
different
you can
human.
add
You really
another
are.
layer
You
that
really,
means I think you're
because
amused
everyone
by
was
the
like, who the fuck
situation.
is that? Because it was not you.
No, what the hell? I
Right?
just.
Both
And I'm
sides
wondering
know
too,
exactly
like,
what's going
if
on,
your illness
and they can do everything in their power to help
broke
you.
something for a while.
Maybe.
Let you go.
You
But
know?
they're just
Yeah.
leaving
It's
you
just like,
here to
she
waste
tried to die, and
time
now she's doing all
and to
this
drive
work.
you
Yeah, she's crazy.
And you
Yeah.
both know
Good
that.
night. Good
Hey,
night, all.
bye,
And
guys.
so I
Let me
think-
know if I can
think-
help
and
you
don't
with
think
your
it needs to be
studio.
that all
I
the
am
time,
good at
but I
that
think there are
stuff.
times
Yeah.
where, like, you
Did
can
Tyler
play
fall at all?
into, like, the
No.
No.
Since he came up, we heard him
Well,
bang.
that's just because he's big.
Are we all really here doing this right now?
What's
It's
that?
I just think there are little
The prom
moments where
thing?
you can play into the levity a little
They
bit.
want to have a prom.
And
I don't
and
really have a good space
amusement
here
is a
for that
weird
prom,
word.
but I mean, if the weather were nice, I have a
I
big.
like,
feel what you're saying where
me,
it's like,
her,
this is
Alexa,
ridiculous.
Mitchell, Xavier.
It needs, yes, I think you can sprinkle in more of that energy because the intent is good, but just to give it another level, you know?
Levi might.
to lay in bed, but they
Right.
might.
And just you can just pick some moments in the
Good to know. Well, because what I was thinking is,
You ready, Gabby?
can we get like a double hotel room, like they do for like the night before a wedding, like when we go to see, you know, and we open up that room and we have something there,
Yeah.
right? I mean, people don't have to
That's
stay
no-
overnight, but it would just be a space that.
Why not
you
at
know,
Jenny's house?
Agent Winston.
Jenny, they can move out all that couch. It's a bigger,
In the
more
basement,
wide
you mean?
open space in the basement.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you listen to
We
That's
could
true.
shop around it.
I know. Yeah, we could.
Where?
I don't
But-
know if she'll go for that.
I mean, I don't know that your house is good for a
Well,
prom.
there's just too much stuff.
There's
I
just
would
nowhere
say
to
my
be.
house,
Help you
but my
retrieve it, but it
basement's
has to
just
be on our
covered
terms.
with stuff, and my room's also down there.
Yeah, my basement's so
I
cluttered
don't
right
want
now.
the
I would
CIA
say my
with
basement, but the pool
And,
table.
and you need a table down there for this stuff.
And we don't need a shit
Oh,
ton of room, we just
you don't
need
have
like
access to
enough
my
room for us to take pictures
Great.
and just have fun.
Well, see, this was the other thing. If it was going to be warm, I have a canopy, a big canopy that I would put up, and then I would light it. Put lights around outside of it,
yeah.
and have it outside.
Well, like this size of a room even would be perfect.
Right, and that canopy is almost as big as this room.
I'm
if you
not
put it
the
up.
CIA.
But that was my other thought. Is maybe
We could also have an outdoor one.
Right.
If it's nice.
If it's nice, but that's the thing. You know, that's
yeah, it's the 27th.
risk.
Yeah, it depends on if it's still getting cold.
So what are you talking like the
You know
after
what?
prom?
No, just a prom for us because some of us are expelled.
Not you though.
Dropped
Not
out. I'm expelled, Alexi's expelled, Levi's expelled,
No, of course he doesn't.
I keep wondering, how do they keep the school open without any students?
Like a permanently expelled?
Mm-mm.
When do you
I'm
get to go
gone
back?
until I'm a freshman and I'm gone until I'm a junior.
What are you gonna do? How are you
Fuck.
educating yourself?
That's what everyone says. That is what my doctor has literally
Nice. How did that one go for you
so
that
much
time?
on East Dubuque. They've had a girl come
It
in
was,
there with
it was almost
brain
like
damage, and they let the other girl.
I felt
She
hopeless
had 3
in a
days
way,
of
like-
in school suspension.
Like this idiot.
It doesn't make any flipping
I
sense.
know. My mom. I got in trouble when I was in 7th grade too, because that was when I started hanging out with Taylor.
Oh yeah.
And I got in trouble with her.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom looked into like what we went through with them and was like, there was so many illegal stuff and I didn't know any of it.
Mm-hmm.
This time she wanted to sue them. Tried talking to them about going to like a state level, about like what the whole like situation.
She can contact the state board of education.
They told us that we weren't allowed to. That
The school told you that?
Yeah. And
Bullshit.
that the school board is the highest that they can go with it.
You can go to the school board, but if the school board does not give you satisfaction, that's what I had to do for Mitchell, because they were going to kick him out when he was like 14 or whatever. And I said, because I know that's the thing. I know. I do IEPs for flipping living.
My mom, she works at Cunningham and Butler, and they have insurance lawyers that they give a lot of money to.
Christy's really good friends with the owners.
Andy and Debbie.
She knows the owners.
Andy took over from his dad.
Yeah. Anyway.
So she had her boss she's good friends with, and so he contacted a lawyer to get with her or whatever, but he's so busy. My mom can only call him like once a week, and so she just kind of gave up.
Well, has she contacted the board of education? She should just email them.
We went to we had a whole meeting with the school board,
Mm-hmm.
and they decided that I should be gone until my junior year. Actually, no. Mr. Potts,
Who
the
wasn't even
superintendent,
there.
had the final decision, and he wasn't at the meeting because he was sick, but he was able to listen to the voice recording the next day at home. Didn't even fully listen to it and emailed my mom a really shitty email and said that the next 2 years I should be spending reflecting on what I did and making sure that my grades are up on online schooling. And it was just like a really fucked up email about how
What did you do?
I had a bunch of empty carts in my bag, and they were all empty, and they decided that because I had them on the property that I was a danger to other people or something.
They tried getting her for intent to sell.
Yeah, no, I looked at them. Oh my god, they had it all laid out on the table, and I wasn't supposed to touch anything. I picked them up right then and there, and I said, "You see this? This is from me hitting it until it was completely gone. You see this one right here? It looks exactly like that too. So does this one, and this one, and this one." They're idiots.
Wouldn't they have to prove that you had full cartridges with intent to sell?
Yeah, and there was a cop
No,
there.
they completely, immediately after, they didn't say anything about that after.
You have a right to a free
And my mom
fair
wasn't there.
education.
They question us with a cop and everything without our parents
Yeah,
being there.
that's not. They do
Yeah,
not.
see, Mitchell had been advised on several occasions to stop talking.
Yeah, we told him no.
So he finally.
You do not talk, but the problem is we're in education. We know the rules. Most parents don't know.
Most people don't know that.
My mom never told me, but like when they started like confronting me about what Levi did, and also because I'm in a relationship with her, I just sat there like this. I want my mom or my dad.
Yep.
Very good. Very good.
Didn't answer a single question.
Well,
didn't look him in the eyes.
No.
With Levi, it was just a real messed up situation.
Levi said that I knew about him, so they brought me in, and I said I just want my parents.
What happened was,
Levi fucked up.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
That's not cool.
Because I know the story, and I'm like, Levi, you fucked up.
It was his.
So he needs to.
What did that happen there?
to that story.
Right.
It wasn't his fault. I got his side of the story. It wasn't his fault.
No, I have both
it was
sides of the
DM
story.
and Caden's fault.
No, it was Caden's fault. He was an
Yeah, that
idiot.
too.
He was an idiot
It was
about
majority
it.
Caden's.
I was there the whole time. Levi set off the vape detectors like an idiot, was vaping in the bathroom.
Right.
Like an idiot. And then he was like, I don't want to get caught. And so he gave his shit to Reagan. Reagan was like, I have court shit going on with my family. I cannot have this on me. Gave it to DM. And then Caden was like, I'm going to driver's ed. I want to hit his cart. I'm going to be able to hit his cart one in the back seat and shit.
And
because there's not going to be because Pete doesn't drive with them all the time.
Right.
And he won't be on school property.
Exactly, with it. And so in the hallway that's pointing outside of the office that Mr. Tyler was standing outside of, he watched DM and Caden exchange it, and Caden didn't even make it to driver's ed.
Well, and this is why, really, the biggest reason I would love to have Mitchell go back to school, but he's a target.
No, he's
a target.
We
Right.
all
You guys
are.
are not.
My mom refuses. She does not want me to go back to East Dubuque.
Right. But they have to provide you with the education. This is the part that pisses me off. Right? Mitchell's not in school. You're not in school.
I
but,
do online.
Okay.
But it's nothing. It's not right.
only videos.
When I got caught with doing stuff with Taylor in 7th grade, I was only kicked out for like half of a semester, and I had to do the online schooling then. Learned all of that stuff. Like I actually was like into it, doing it. Came back to school. Learned the same things because they didn't know what they were doing with it, put me on for too long. It was so stupid. We went through so much bullshit with them that time. And then I was learning the wrong things on the stuff. Like they're teaching just, I don't know if it's old stuff or what, but it's not what I was learning in school.
Wow. I wish I could just quit my job and teach all of you guys. I would open my own school.
Oh, we gotta go.
Okay, see you.
Sorry.
Well, we'll keep working on it.
We'll brainstorm
Prom is the last weekend in April, right? The 29th or something? 27th, yes.
Alrighty.
Okay. All right, so got a couple of weeks to figure it out.
Let's brainstorm.
Yeah, I mean, if we can find even if they just go to a hotel or a space in a hotel.
Let me think of a space like Clark.
Like that.
That's what I was thinking. Clark College has all these wonderful rooms.
Well, East Dubuque's doing it at the shooting center, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So.
But Clark's beautiful. The atrium and all that. And I know some people
What's
do
that
have.
one place with all those flashing lights that's just right in the center. The white building we
That's
always
us.
pass to go to the games.
What school you're talking about?
It's not school. The school, Loris, when we went to go watch the Loris games.
Okay.
That white building that we always passed when we passed A&W.
Oh, the white building over the bridge. The bridge? Is it called the bridge?
No, that's that restaurant.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like in
Okay,
more
so the
downtown.
A&W,
It's
right?
in more downtown.
Sure. Okay. So it's on Main Street then?
Yes.
Dubuque School would probably have it if it's a good
So
place.
like you go past A&W,
Uh-huh.
and then you go like, I don't know, like a minute and a half,
Mm-hmm.
and it's right there on your left.
Okay. I wonder if they would even rent out the upstairs of A&W.
The only
They
reason
have that
I
big
really
space up
wanna
there
do
above
it
A&W.
is because if we don't do it, Levi, Mitchell, and Alexa will all miss their junior prom.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll miss
Well, Mitchell's
both of my
technically a
proms
sub-
with him
yeah,
because
yeah.
we're not allowed on school property. I'll miss both of my proms with him, and he'd have to go to my prom when he's like 20, which I don't think you're allowed once you get
19.
Yeah, at that point you might be in trouble.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed at that point.
Then all
I
of a
just don't know how.
Then all of a sudden,
I just don't know how they expect any of you guys to finish your education. I mean,
It's so stupid.
you might as well just all take a GED and be done.
That's what
You
I
know?
That's what Dominic did.
Mm-hmm. That's what I want Mitchell
That was
to do.
Tori.
So okay.
you guys should go.
Yeah, you go. We'll work on this. We'll-
Bye.
What are we gonna call this prom? The troubled teen prom? What are we? The naughty prom. We'll call it the naughty prom. The naughty prom. We have a neat theme. We can like have it like a jail cell or something. Right. And
You
they
have
have
it
to,
at the theater over there and put some gobos in jail cells.
absolutely, and make them all wear like striped uniforms with the corsage and shit. Naughty prom, and then put it on Facebook.
Oh my god.
Thank you, East Dubuque. I don't know how you keep going with all these kids kicked out.
That's really bizarre.
I talk to Pete and Robin about it all the time. You know what? And that's fine. Kids make mistakes. They do stupid things. But really, she can't go back until junior year.
I don't understand. Wow.
If you think I'm going to support that school with my property taxes, you're fucking wrong. I was all about helping them a few years ago. But now I'm like, no. And if they ever come and they ask us for more money, I'm going to be the first. No. You don't teach kids. Why would I give you money so you won't teach kids? Because guess what? You have to teach the hard ones too.
Well, this
You
is,
know?
the people who I have right now, the ones who say, can you send us an email reminder?
Mhm.
They're not, I'm not teaching subject material anymore. I'm teaching life skills.
Right.
To completely functional adults.
Exactly. Huh?
That's not good. I
Uh-huh.
don't know what's going on.
Well, and I have to do that too. I mean, and we have parents that we're dealing with one little girl who is 6 years old and she's still getting help in the potty. And she needs to have us aid with her all the time. Okay? She has a vision impairment. She's not blind. She's perfectly capable of moving around the school by herself. But they want somebody with her all the time, and they're pissed because we don't have enough aides. Well, there aren't any aides. Well, we're going to go to LaGrange. Fucking go. I work there too. Guess what? They
No
don't have
aides.
any help either. But go!
What? The parents want her to be with somebody at all
Yeah,
times?
and
she can't go to the bathroom by herself?
Right.
How creepy.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. And we certainly, at some point, cannot be going into the bathroom with her unless she has a severe disability, which requires that kind of stuff. It's a life skill to go in the bathroom, wipe yourself.
If I were an aide, you wouldn't get me to do that.
Right. It's not their job.
I would never do that.
You know?
Well, that's
We have-
just me. But
we have
I will fail at that. Like, I'll be in the shanty house in heaven.
Right.
Because I'm not a giver that way.
Right. Well, but the
wish I
thing
was.
is, the bottom line is, she can do it.
Right.
And the parents don't
That's
want her
unacceptable.
to do it. So
Too bad.
why is that okay?
So why do you people have to deal? Why do you guys have to do whatever the parents say there, but these people don't have to do what us parents say?
Right.
I mean, we told them what to do with Mitchell 100,000
Exactly.
times, and they never followed through.
They never followed through.
And now he's a high school dropout.
Yeah, right. And there's no reason. There's absolutely no reason for it. It makes me crazy. It's just like, so fucking what? They smoke pot, okay? Is it interfering with school? Right? I mean, we have to be pragmatic and practical here. Are they attending school?
You know,
Are
I'd
they
like to
getting
write
grades?
them a letter and say, you remember that time when you guys were like, wow, Mitchell's doing great? He was high as fuck.
Right.
He came to school, the days he didn't get in trouble, he was high.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he didn't get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to do that, because that's a fact.
It is. It is. I mean, it's just bullshit. I cannot, I'm going to be like, no, you need to shut down. You don't have enough kids for your athletics, so you have to get people from Southwest Wisconsin to join.
Oh, fuck.
You know, you can't get Galena to join because they're your enemy, right? But you're going to have to merge those school districts. Oh, well. If you're not, I mean, they have 300 kids. And the school district costs us millions for 300 kids. Are you fucking kidding me? That's why your property taxes are fucking high, Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
To support a school that hasn't taught either one of our children.
I know.
They failed to teach both of our children, and every year I give them $2,000, and you're giving them $5,000.
I know.
Okay, $7,000 a year forever
To have two children who couldn't.
to have two kids that couldn't graduate. Yeah, I'm pissed. They are hard to teach. I don't fucking care. You have to teach the hard kids too.
They're not that hard.
Exactly. And
I've seen harder.
I know. So I don't know.
I mean, I was a sub in Platteville.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, my jaw in my lap.
I
Like,
go to 22 districts.
what?
I go to 22 districts, and I'm just like, this is not hard school. These are not hard kids to teach. You know? I don't give a shit. Fuck. It makes me crazy.
I better go home.
All right.
Great. No, that was to work with.
Yeah, I was like, that was a night and day shift for me. I mean, the beginning
Today
was great.
is
I really
after
felt
this.
who
No.
this woman was. But
Yeah,
once
1,
the
2,
beat
3,
shift,
4,
or
5,
once the
6,
beat
7, 8
shifted,
more people.
I literally wrote in all caps. I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Take my
Because it was
laptop
so
home.
subtle, but completely changed the rest of the scene. It was when you were like,
That's good.
and you sat
That's
up,
really good.
and your demeanor just completely changed, and I could tell that you were like, okay, now, in a way that's different than before, I could feel you becoming protective over this child in a way that we didn't feel at the beginning of the scene.